Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And when we jumped off the show, I hope you didn't miss that first segment with Chuck Yost, TWRA CWD Resource Plan Coordinator. And, of course, CWD is chronic wasting disease, which in the story that I'll write for Sunday in the Commercial Appeal is the number one story for 2018, I believe, and most other people believe, is the CWD. And so on this Saturday, it is first Saturday, they're both here.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. You know, he looks good. We haven't seen him since last year.
Haven't seen me since
I think
last
he's lost weight.
No, I'm
His
just
color's
lost.
getting better.
I'm just lost. That's when it gets around to it. But, you know, you recognize those voices if you've
It's the
been
Daryl
listening
and
to
Daryl
this
show.
for a long time. That is, what's that guy's name over there? No, I can't remember. He wears orange hat, though, so he's
Giuseppe.
legal. Yeah, Giuseppe. Giuseppe.
Giuseppe Smith.
Oh, my goodness. Giuseppe Smith is up there with us. Gene Smith. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning, everybody.
Good to have you, Gene, and back with us here. And as we continue to pray for Gene's wife, Vicki, we do that every week, Gene. Just want to let you know that.
We need them prayers.
And you tell everybody that and tell that to her. And, of course, the other part of the Brother Daryl and Daryl show has been with us for a long, long time, even though he is officially retired from the TWRA. I think he still has very wise words to hear from him as we discuss CWD, and that is my good friend Dave Gabbard from
and I use my
up
FM
in Lexington, Tennessee, and that was his FM voice.
That's that, yeah.
Okay, now, you know, we're going to talk a lot today, well, about half and half. The first part of the show will be on CWD. We're going to talk to my processor for deer, and that's Scott Stengel, the Stengel brothers, right there between he's near Laconia, outside out of Somerville, and we'll talk to Scott in the next segment.
We're going to have a hair and feather show.
Yes, then we're going to the ducks. We're going to the waterfowl for the last part of the show, and you're going to really enjoy talking to some of these waterfowl. So let's kick us around a little bit now, Dave. You mentioned off the air a lot of things, but you mentioned primarily that hunters need to participate if they hunt in this new management zone of Hardeman, right, Fayette, and McNairy County.
Right. You know, unfortunately, when something like this develops, and you have people that the media start putting stuff out.
Watch, now we're the media.
I know that, but some media, when they start putting stuff out, you got to understand a little bit about what you're putting out.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
We're trying to put out the truth here.
And I'm kind of like you, what you said the last segment, you know, social media can be your own worst enemy.
It can.
You know, in fact, I was reading an article of the day where I heard one respected literary type person said he refers to it's the cancer of our society. But
it's growing.
You know, they've had, about 13 deer?
Yeah, 13 deer.
Okay.
All right. All of them in two counties, but one of them close to another one. Okay.
You know, and kind of put this in perspective. You've got 13 deer that's tested positive out of
40,000.
Out of counties, two counties that kill 5,000 or 6,000 deer.
Always in the top
10. Yeah, always in the top 10.
So we all right.
So, and they have gone, when you look at something like that, you got to get a handle on it, like I believe Chuck kind of alluded to in the last segment.
Right.
That they've extended the season.
In these three counties.
Till the end of January. Now, they've done that because the most successful way to collect deer data, and especially for CWD, you're going to have to put these animals on the ground.
You're going to have
so you need hunters to do this.
Yeah.
You don't need hunters to throw up their hands and be scared and say, I'm not going out there.
Yeah.
No. Because CWD cannot be transmitted. There's no documented And this stuff has been around since the 60s.
60s, right.
The first documented case.
Colorado, back in
and
Wyoming.
It cannot be transmitted to humans.
No, just between the members of
right,
that
just
deer,
between
elk, moose, whatever, white-tailed.
Yeah.
So So
cervids, as
the only
we call them.
Yeah, the only way cervid. Yeah, the only way is to you can't go out and tranquilize all of them.
And my theory is, you've had 13 deer show up positive.
Yes.
And this disease.
And they could have had it for several years.
This disease is fatal, 100% fatal.
To the deer.
Yeah. But,
not overnight.
Not overnight.
Yeah.
So you have to look at it. If they're not just now showing up, my theory is, and this is my own personal opinion, we've had it longer than just this year.
Yes.
In those counties.
Well, that's why the plan supposedly has been in place. The response plan has been in place for several years, preparing for this, and so this is not something that just popped up.
And there's 26 states. Plus 3 Canadian provinces that's been tested positive, and I haven't seen some apocalyptic effect on their deer herds.
They're still hunting.
That. Yeah, they're still hunting.
They're still hunting. So that's what that's why I wanted Dave to talk about this because
my thing be looking. You want
what
a good, slow-looking approach, and the first part would be fellas. After the regular season that new season starts in these 3 counties, go out and give us a hand.
Yeah. And I think that's right now, that's the only way they can do it. A lot of people I know are throwing up their hands, not going to hunt anymore, all these different kind of scenarios. But the only way, this is only in these 3 counties. The regular season, as we talk, this is a new season, as Chuck said, for those 3 counties. Everything else in all the other counties goes as planned.
Right.
The youth hunt will still be held the same weekend in all those other counties. Nobody else. So the only part of this is McNairy, Hardeman, and Fayette County. And there's a 1 buck limit. And those, and the last time I heard, they estimated the state herd at over 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
And you can look at the X number. I know some people to this day will not shoot a doe. I mean, that's they just don't shoot them. They say, "No, I'm not going to shoot a doe." Well, the buck to doe ratio is what's important right here. If it's 10 does to 1 buck,
and
I think
and
he's
you
probably
got people on the other extreme like myself. I don't know when's the last time I've killed an antlered deer.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
I can't
I'm
eat
with
them.
You on that.
I'm
with you on that, and I know Gene has been over there and seen youth hunts at Shelby Forest, and know what a great joy it was.
Man, that was unreal.
So
back in the day.
Yeah, well, we still will have the youth hunt in those other counties. It's just that these 3 counties will not. So I hope that you folks that are really involved in this, and I know we have a lot of Shelby County people that hunt in those. In those 3 counties. McNairy, I know a young man that hunts there. It's a long drive, but so I'm thinking Bolivar Middle School will be a jumping place on Tuesday night. I don't know how big. I'm sure they're having it in the auditorium or maybe the gym. I'm not really for sure, but it'll be 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. This coming Tuesday night. Chuck will be there. I'm sure Amy Snyder will be there, our information officer, and all the other people. Dr. Grove, who has been very part of this response plan, will be there. I bet Alan Houston from Ames is there too, because. But he did make one interesting thing, folks. You need to read that CWD in Tennessee website, because he said some of these processors that you took your deer to last weekend, and I'm glad he said it went over well. I still don't know how many that means, but some of them they've changed. So the person that if you kill one this weekend and you kill one last weekend, you can't take it. That ones you took it to may not be doing the part of the process, and so be sure and check that one out. And there are places to take the deer, as he said. You just don't have to get your deer processed there if you don't want to. You just have to be sampled, and then you take your deer on to your regular processor. So a lot of questions on that. And what?
You can have it sampled there.
Yeah.
But if you're from Shelby County,
yeah,
you can't take that deer out of Fayette County to your processor in Shelby County.
That's right.
No, you've got to take that deer in the county one of those three
Good
counties.
point.
And I think I'd take it to the county that you killed it in if you killed it in Fayette County.
Right.
You can't take it to your Shelby County processor. I don't guess.
No, you can't take
it. You can't that. They got to stay in those three counties.
Right. Same thing with taxidermists. You kill a good buck.
Yeah.
And you have a taxidermist you use like if you're from Shelby County. You're not going to be able, unless you take that skull plate and clean it completely.
It is.
So it's just one of the things that you've got to. The timeline is going to move slow a little bit.
It's going to move slow.
You know, nothing is quick. You know,
with the government,
we live in an age of all this quick stuff. You know, microwaves and computers and nanoseconds.
Not on this.
Not on this.
You got to give them. It's going to take some time.
But if I just urge again, you know. This extended season, if you hunt in those counties, go hunting and just kill one. If we get 600 hunters out there knocking down 600 deer, that's a pretty good sample.
Whew. All right, we'll take a break, come right back. CWD will continue on this conversation, trying to hook up with Scott Stengel of Stengel Brothers Processing. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.